Okay, Quickie reviews time. This one's my first TV series in a while. And yeah, I'm going to be reviewing this one here. That would be called Seinfeld. Dos yo! Yeah, I always liked the character, Soup Nazi. He was funny. He was based on a real person. Yeah, apparently there was a real guy in New York City who operated a soup kitchen, and he did exactly what Larry Thomas's character did in Seinfeld to his customers if they didn't follow his strict rules. Yeah. But anyway, getting on to the review, Seinfeld, well, if you haven't been on this planet for a while, it's as Larry David called it, a show about nothing, which is pretty much what it is. It's a life of comedian Jerry Seinfeld who plays himself, and how could he not play this character, right? He just does it like as he would normally. Every show begins with a clip in a comedy club, a bit in a comedy club, and then goes into a storyline, and he has hilarious support from Michael Richards as Cosmo Kramer, whose first name, when the show first began, his name was Kessler, but they were trying to fine tune the character. And then you got Elaine Bennis, who's his girlfriend, or was his girlfriend at the time before. She came into the show, I think, in episode 2 or 3. And then, of course, there's George Costanza, played by the wonderful Jason Alexander. Yeah, he one of my favorite moments was from the first episode when he looks at Jerry's laundry and says, "I'll tell you something. This is probably the worst day of my life, or the dullest moment of my life, or something like that." Yeah, all in all, it's a pretty funny show. I mean, it was well written, and did you know it was shot on the same stage as the Dick Van Dyke Show? Because the company that produces at Castle Rock is owned by Rob Reiner, and his dad came on the set and told everybody that it was shot on the very same stage that the Dick Van Dyke Show was shot on. So they really came full circle as far as comedy goes there, because Dick Van Dyke Show is like a legendary show. And for the comedy alone and the writing, it's top notch, if you ask me. And after this show, Jerry Seinfeld went on to other things, like he did comedy specials, he also directed his first directorial debut called Unfrosted recently. That's on Netflix. And he also hosted a show, like a review talk show, called Comedians in Cars Getting Coffee. And the very first episode I saw of that, Larry David was his guest, and he said, "Now you've really done a show about nothing," which is a review show about guys getting in cars, getting coffee, and just talking. So that really was a show about nothing. So yeah, if you like off-the-wall comedy with hilarious bits thrown in, Seinfeld's for you. Yeah, so give it a shot. See you guys later.